And just like that, we're back again. Uncle Bull Cow is here, and today we're going to be talking about rainwater versus tap water. As you can see, these plants are coming along really nicely. These are the first ones that I topped. Take a look at that. Branching off down there. Growing beautiful. So let's talk about rainwater versus tap water. It is going to rain for the next 3 to 4 days, and I am so happy because when I am in a rush, I just simply fill up this little thing and I out of the sink, and I water my plants with tap water. Well, the issue with tap water is it has chlorine, it has fluoride. Now, most of the time, if you have a high concentration of chlorine in your tap water, like the city that I'm from in New York, you can actually smell it. But where I'm at here, you don't smell it. You don't have any kind of taste of it. The levels aren't too high. But I will tell you this, that the plants love rainwater, and it's literally obvious. After it rains, these pots will just get soaking wet, and then you let them dry out for a day or two. Don't give them any water because they are just saturated, and you will just see they just take off after it. They absolutely love it. What do we got going on here? Sometimes I see wrinkled leaves like this, and I get a little bit scared. We did have some aphids out here. If you guys watch the videos, if not, you can go back and watch them. We actually treated the aphids with ladybugs. Ladybugs hung out for a few days. And I'm not seeing any aphids, guys. So the ladybugs worked. But of course, the ladybugs, once there's no aphids, the ladybugs will fly off because they don't have anything to eat. So, although I did see one ladybug on a plant yesterday, just kind of chilling out, so that's a good thing. And some of the other plants at my other location, there's wasps patrolling, so I think we might be in good shape. Here's the my daughter's lemon spice. This is the New Mex lemon spice jalapeno, flowering nicely. Those are actually, I'm gonna be honest, that is the biggest flowers I have ever seen on a pepper plant. Look at that. Wish I could show you guys better. They're kind of hard to see. There we go. Maybe that's a little bit better. Yeah, those are beautiful flowers. So, and they get enough wind out here where I don't have to shake the plants or nothing. I do have another one over here, but these down here, those two are 7-pot primo. Look at how bushy they are, guys. Yeah, those are only, I think, 1-gallon pots or 2-gallon. I think they're 1 gallon. Anyways, so let's get back to the subject at hand, rainwater versus tap water. Tap water has the chlorine in it, sometimes has fluoride in it. And so it's not as good for your plants. It's what happens with chlorine is chlorine actually kills microbes and good bacteria that's in your soil that helps your plants grow. And especially if you're using pots, man, you want to try to keep that soil as good as you can, especially if you're someone that does not fertilize. I don't fertilize my plants. In the soil, I mix in Dr. Earth organic, tomato fertilizer, and then I put some blood meal and bone meal in the soil, and then I just let them rock and roll. Now, by September, my plants will start getting kind of yellow, and burned out. The soil's depleted, but they've produced most of their fruit, and that's fine. And you can actually just, if you get your plants, if they produce early and they burn out and they stop producing, you can actually just chop them down and let them regenerate if you have a long growing season. You'll end up getting another round of peppers. That's what I did last year with some of my plants, that they just pumped out so much stuff early. This year I'm not going to worry about too much because I didn't start that early. But anyways, the chlorine will eat up some of your microbes. And you see, all these are top plants too, so see how bushy they are. Yeah, but and so rainwater is best. Rainwater is king. Rainwater is supreme. It's better to have God water your plants than you. It's less work for you to do, and it's better. But I'm going to give you one of Mrs. Bullcow's tricks, guys. So Mrs. Bullcow has rare plants indoors, and she has made the mistake before of using rainwater that she collected outside and bringing it in the house and watering her plants with it. The only problem with that is that we got mosquitoes in our house and all kinds of there was some other little flies one time that, you know, the larvae were in the rainwater. She had to put a bucket outside. So I try to tell her, beg her not to do that anymore. And so what she does now is she takes and she gets her tap water and she puts it in some buckets or pots and she lets it sit out for 24 hours. Doing that, the chlorine actually like evaporates off, and so it actually has less chlorine going into your plants. So that is the trick if you have to use tap water. Me, unfortunately, I don't think about it enough, but what I should do is actually just fill my flower pot, my water pot up, and I should just let it sit and just use it the next day. And a lot of times I don't. If I think about it once in a while, yes, I do. And that's, you know, we put less chlorine in the soil, therefore making my soil more, you know, it's just better, more nutrients. I mean, and just overall better. So rainwater is key. Always remember that. Rainwater is king. That is the best thing that you can do. If you have a way to collect rainwater, great. Me, I live in a condo. I don't have space. I don't really have a way to do it. I could set buckets out back and use those. I have in the past a few times, but you know, I'll forget or whatever. And sometimes I don't collect enough. We used to have actually, if you look and see that that drain pipe right there that comes off of the roof, the gutter. There was one that was broken out back last year, and it's been fixed. But when that was broken, you could actually go up because the bottom was off. Actually, the top was off at one point. I'm sorry, the top was off one point, broken, and then the bottom was broken from a bird was in there, and I actually pulled it off. So technically it wasn't broken. I just pulled the bottom part off. But you could actually go up and set a bucket under that, and it would collect. It would be full, even a small rain, you know, because all of that water is coming off of the roof. But if you're not able to MacGyver something like that, you can simply set a bucket outside. Or you got guys out there that got 55-gallon drums that sit below their, you know, their pipe that comes off of the roof. And yeah, you see that nice wind today. Strong wind, very, very strong wind. But I think I think this is what the plants are going to love is they get beat up. They're getting beat up by the wind pretty bad right now. And then what'll happen is it'll rain, and they'll get that natural rainwater. They will absolutely love it. It's going to rain for the next 3 days, possibly 4. It's looking, I know the next 3 days, I trust the weatherman on those 3 days. After that, there's a slight chance of rain. So even what would be better yet is a couple days of rain, and then a couple days of just overcast. It is like 53 degrees out right now. It's pretty chilly. This is the best thing, man. These plants are just starting to, you know, they're just starting to really take off. And I started a little late this year. Last year, the plants were all bigger than this at this time. And this year, these ones that I did top, I topped them when they were little tiny things. That plant was, it's a ghost, it's a ghost pepper. Look how little that thing is. That thing was just a little tiny thing, and I topped it. And I was to the point where I was going to chuck it. I actually have a backup plant inside to replace that with. And I didn't even water it for a while. I kind of just was going to let it die. I was going to pull it out and put something else in there. And that son of a gun started rebounding. So it's going to be a midget. I'll tell you that. But it'll produce some pods, nonetheless. Topping versus not topping. I top these plants because of the fact that we're in a condo and we have HOA, and I cannot have, I can't have like I can't have 5-gallon buckets out here with 5-6 foot tall plants with stakes. They don't even like these, but at least, they won't like take them and find me or anything like that. So they just kind of look, and it looks nice and neat, and the neighbors all love it. So these but anyways, topping versus no topping. There's no more production. I've tested it out time and time again. I think that you're going to get the same amount of peppers no matter what. With topping, or I know with double topping, double pruning, you're going to get smaller peppers. Single topping, it's I don't know. It varies, but I've noticed that if you don't top, you're definitely going to get your largest pods. Single topping, it could go either way. Double topping, and anyone that's not familiar with that, I did it last year. There's a video of me doing that and showing the results. Double topping is too much, I think. So double topping would be, see how this thing here has like 3-4 main stalks coming off of it? Double topping would be to go in and cut all that off. And then what would happen is it would get another 2 or 3 or 4 stalks, and it would have like 7 or 8 or 9 main stalks coming off. And the plant just grows wide as all hell, and it's just, these definitely don't need it, I would say, especially because these were topped and they were small. They actually were slow to rebound. I was kind of nervous about them because I've never topped plants that early on, but these were the first 2 that I did. These are lemon ghostly jalapenos. That anyone that hasn't grown that, please grow that pepper. That is an excellent pepper. It's got good heat, it's got great flavor, and man, every year the first seeds that germinate, that first seed that popped last year and this year were these. And the dominant plants that I had were these, okay? And so, yeah, and then when you top them, they love it. They absolutely love it. Look at that. Let's see if I can get under there and show you guys. Look at that. So you got all these main stalks just coming off of there. Look at this. Oh, it's so hard to see that. Yeah. And that's why I do that like this, because what will happen is they'll grow nice and bushy, and it looks great, man. I always get compliments on how good this plant shelf looks because there's not a lot of space there. I can either put one of those or I can put 4 of those, It's not rocket science. Thank you guys for watching. We got a whole bunch of other videos up. Go check them out.